Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Klondikers. So, people want to know about energy. So, I guess I'll start here. Right now, the weekly expedition I had finished, and I'm almost at the end. I convert my tea leaves and my spices. I make 25s as well as the 45s. So that's one thing I do every week, almost every week. If there's not a lot, well, then I'll leave it go for a week. All right. Then here I have my energy makers, the bakeries. During the week, I'm mostly making blueberry pies and raspberry chimes. Then I make, chocolate and blueberry cream as well, and the curd base that's needed for these. So this portion down here I have for making the short crust pastry. And how many I have? 1, 2, 3. So I have 9 of them. The last 2 on the side here, I make Google Moogle. That's no air. So I need eggs and milks to make that. Alright. Then I have this guy back here that I got. And I got this here from doing an expedition, but it converts ice and plums into 20s. 20s are always needed. And then up top here, I have my bakeries that are producing chocolate. Like I said, I produce the raspberry chimes, chocolate cream, blueberry cream, and blueberry pies. And I do that every week. Some weeks, when I have the resources though, I will use lemon powder to increase the time for 6 hours. It halves the time. But I have to have the resources to do that or else I run out. And not only that, I have to make sure I go and get my rye for that. I have to make sure I have all my resources in line and that my factories are producing what we need. Here I have these 2 upgraded bakeries, and here the only thing I make is 100s. So that's pretty much here the energy. Then we have the tower here, the observation tower. It shows us around Klondike. And this here's our home station. No, excuse me, not. This is Windsong, not our home station. So we're going to go to 4. And 4 is poolside. That's where I make ostrich eggs baskets. But I also make sausages there. And I get these every week. Let me just quickly do this. Okay. And I might as well take coal for the rest of it. And we're going to go there. As soon as I fill up. Up. Almost. Okay. So up here to poolside, we're going to head there. Alright. We're going to come over here. And here since we brought the frogs with fire, that's why I brought coal, so I can make more fire. Always got to keep the resources high. So we get 69 of them. So we'll grab them. And I'm going to go back because I have eggs here. Ostrich eggs. I'll pick them up as well. Got it. And we'll fly them back home. So that's something that I do every week to pick up some energy. Alright, so we drop them off. Now the next one that we can go to make energy is number 7, Tasteland. But when I go there, I'm going to collect everything. Okay, pick up that, and we're going to go to Tasteland. Not going to take anything with me right now, but sometimes I take things that I need. Excellent. So at Tasteland, here in the factory, we'll collect them. We can make with butter and eggs 5 mayo, 5 energies. And when we have enough of them, we can use goose eggs to turn it into 100 energies. I don't make many 100 energies. Okay. And I'll show you why. Because there's factories here and I make them, and maybe once a month I'll turn my 5s into 100s, but then I switch it back after a week. And here I'm going to do my spinners, because spinners are so important in the game. I'll grab the spinner here. So we got 5 energies. That's usually what we get. Well, not usually, but a lot. And we'll do it again and see what we get. Okay, we got some water. Okay, but here, what I'm going to do is I brought my wigwam, and I'm going to collect the factories. Now the factories are these places here. You can see they make energy, but they need 5 energies. So you have 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, here's 5, and 6 different places to make energy. But they take 5 energy, that's why I don't always make hundreds. So what we're going to do is we're going to click here and we're going to click factories. So it's going to collect all the energy. And if you can see over here, I had to bring some energies here to work with, but there's quite a bit of energy that I've saved up here. Guess we can see it this way too. So you can see. And then I collect resources here for making dynamite. But you can see there's quite a bit of energy here. And once a week I collect these energies, and then I continue just making these here. But I have to come back here and clean up. Because I do my gardening once a week on my 1 gardens, and then every day on my tomato gardens. Except over the summer, I took time off. So let's put him in the wagon now, and we're going to go back home. What else do I have? Oh, just that. Great. Okay. So then the next place we're going to go Tasteland is what, number 7? Number 8 is Scalp. And in Scalp, I make my blueberries, but you can make 5s. I don't. You can make, 10s, and you can make 15s. So I'm going to make some 15s. Let's see, we're going to get 590. I'm off by 1. Hold on, I'll fix it. I hit the wrong button. There we go. So that way we have 400 of them left. And we'll grab I guess 1,000 of them to take with. Okay. And now we're going to go to Scalp. Okay. So we're here. We come back here, click this, and we're going to make 15s. So we get 59 of them. It's not a lot, but it adds up over time. Okay. Now we'll go back home. Okay, we'll drop this off. So we're going to look at this map again. Now Scalp I don't always do. I might do that once a month or once every 2-3 months. So we have that. So the next one is right here. And this here every so often I do. Okay, so this here is a lava cake. I guess we could do, we'll make 100 of them. Okay. Okay, so let's go there now. No, wait, I'm going to do something else too. These chests, we'll get 100 here, that's 10 of them. That's enough. Okay, then we'll just take the map, because the chests have clay, I think a piece of energy in, and worms, so they have resources. So this place I might use every 3-4 months, where I build up my supplies and then I come up here and I collect. So we have 113 of them, and we'll come here and we have 10 chests. So we'll take them home. Oh, fly. Okay. So we're going to empty that out. We'll come back to our observation tower. We're at 22, 27, 32, 33. Here we can make energy as well. But I don't get very many mushrooms, so I only have 197 now. And with peafowl eggs, I can make 15s. But I don't use it. I might go there once a year, if that, because it takes a while to collect these mushrooms. So that's one. Then there's another one. At 47, you can make pancakes. They're 15 energies with buffalo milk and 30 carat diamonds. But in the past, I used 30 carat diamonds in order to make 750 falling backs. So I don't use this either. But you could. But how do you say, these diamonds are very useful in the lower levels of the game. But I haven't used any lately. Okay, then the next one is 51. Here you can make 20 energies with pearls, which are hard to get a hold of, and tomatoes. And I do not make these. And then we have 56, 57. Here's where I used to make the falling backs that I used to use. And here also lavender honey. But secret solution is difficult to get, so I don't do that. So I have quite a few of dried flowers. Let's go to 59. Here again, dried flowers and red extract, but red extract I use to make dynamite, so I don't use this one either. And then, what is it, 61. Here you can use mint and mugs to make 40 energies. And I haven't used this in a long time. But I have used it already in the past. How do you say, both of these I have used in the past. This one here, and that was before I was making dynamite. Okay. So those are the lands where you can make energy. Another thing is my spinners. Now I have a few hidden. I'll show you up here. We'll come up here. We'll go to add a new roulette. And it shows you the ones that are sitting on the lands. So there's 4 spinners out. Okay. And then let's do this again. And here I have 103 spinners that I collect once a day, which is a lot. And then I have Catch Your Luck spinner, and Teleport Decoration. These two I have a reserve where I've saved up, you can see 380 on both. So if I ever need lots of resources or a certain resource, because this one has emeralds, it has other things that I might need. Here, let's just do this, open. So you see there's emeralds, there's clay, so if I need something, you know, I have a reserve put away. Alright, so now you've seen all this, and like I said, I have tomato gardens. I'll try to show you. Up here I have 1, here's 2, here's 3, and this is 4 tomato gardens, and they're all located around Green Lee. Okay. Great. So now, every week I'm collecting my spinners once a day. And this week we have these lands that we did that have spinners on them. So throughout the day, I'll come here to these lands. That has 4 hours yet. That's not ready yet. So none of them on this I've already collected already. But here you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spinners. And then we'll go over here to the other land. These are the weekly expeditions. Okay. And this will be closing soon. So I have a spinner here, 1. Spinner here, 2. And you can see they're not ready yet. So I go around and collect them. And then I have this here making 40 energies. I've been collecting these for a while. So we'll grab this. I got to get in here. There we go. And we'll take that with us back to home. Okay. Oh, and there's one more. I have this here that makes energy for me. And here I need grapes and ice. And I am going to have to go get some grapes. Can't let that run out. I have them 2 different places, so I'm not concerned with it. It'll be easy to get. Okay. So my tea caddies are done. And I think I got one of these during the labyrinths. And I don't remember where I got the other one. But when you're finished with them, you can just put them in storage. Okay. So there's one other place I make energy from time to time. I'll just show it. It's right near my home station. It's right over here. And I have to come and do the gardening here. I do this once a week. I left it go this week because I was going to make this video. But here, I can make with amber and energy 50 energies. And I do that from time to time. I think right now I only have 40 amber. So not enough to make anything. Okay, home. So now, Klondikers, this here is the energy I have. This page here are what I use on the weekly the weekly expeditions. And how do you say, my 40s and 50s when I do other things like the adventure stories or Tiger Mine, I have to use them. This is the next page. This is my dynamite that I use for the weekly expeditions. And then my honeycomb energy. And then, how do you say, my 20s, 35s. And I try to keep 1 or 2 higher ones in case. Right now, I need to replenish it. And then I have my bullets here. And from then on, all this other stuff, and I'll show you, is what I collected over the last 13 days. Just from the spinners and doing things and the weekly expeditions when I open up the gifts. And like we went on them little runs to make energy. So this is where all the extra energy. So I'm going to go back. There's a lot of it. And now I'm just going to collect it, and I'll show you why, because I'm going to get rid of it. See, already we filled up the wagon with energy. Just about. I did it again. What am I doing unloading? I got it wrong. Sorry, Klondikers. Now that's better. That's what I was trying to do. And messing it all up. Okay, good. Finally. So, and then I'll just take it over to Klondike. This is where I store all my extras. I don't keep a lot of things at the home station when it comes to, well, I'll show you why. Once we get this, everything brought over here. Because I have a lot. Okay. I usually take it over once a week, but I've let it go. And I'm telling you, I pick up a lot of energy doing this. But we have to empty it. Ooh, come on. But we're getting there. Okay. There's a second load of energy. I'm just going to drop it off here again. Go back to the home station and we'll get the last of it then. All right. Well, we only have a few more pages yet. In the beginning of the game, I didn't get energy like this. It was a struggle. I'd only use a little bit of my energy and I'd save the rest. It's like these pages won't end. That's it. We filled another one. All right, let's take it over. But every piece of energy I get, I save. And the honeycomb energy, I only use it for the expeditions. You know, if it's Tiger Mine or the Labyrinth, I use other energy. Sorry. And and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay. It seems like a lot. Come on. Almost there. Come on. Then we don't want to touch. Those I take somewhere else. Okay. So now we have all the energy. These energies here, they stay here. And I don't use these for anything except the weekly expeditions. And these here I have to use for other things as well, like the adventure stories, the labyrinths from time to time, or Tiger Mine, and the 100, and the dynamite. But these here are exclusive for the weekly expeditions. Same way with my pies. Okay. Now we're going to go over here. All right. So here's where I keep all my energy. And when you look here, you know, I have dynamite stored up, I have energy stored up, and this took a long time to do. You know, every couple of weeks I'll bring over so much energy. Right now, if I get like 2,500 these at my home station, I'll bring over 1,000. But all the energy that you accumulate in Klondike has a purpose for. So I bring it over here and I save it. And I have a lot of energy saved. And like I said, when I do the Tiger Mine, I use this extra energy. But also these energies, the 35s I use on some of my gardens, and 45 and 40, 45 and 50s I use on the other gardens. Like right here I have 191 40s. I have 19 of these, so, and I'll take everything except for one and leave this intact. But as you see, let's see, 32, 64, but those are 60s. 20s here. And that's what I do. I collect and I bring the energy here, and then I distribute it. Okay. And not only that, here I have, well, this can go home, and these can go with me, because they go elsewhere. Here I have ancient chests with energy in, and then the golden chest, barrels, and vases that I show you where they are in the game. I also have 100 of each of the gifts. But if I took this stuff home, these and any of these, and I opened it up, or I could not put it in storage, it would empty out. That's why I bring it here. And then I have a storage of clay in case something happens and I need clay. I have it. And then the weekly expeditions, I save this stuff up for the next expedition because it has energy in. So if I have to rebuild bigger numbers of energy, I can easily do that. that's the first thing. And once this is empty, then I'll go to my golden barrels, chest, and vases, and then to my antique chest. But usually I have multi-gift boxes and other things, so that's not so hard to get into them problems. But now I have a reserve, and that's what I'm trying to say in the game. You have to build a reserve of energy. You can't do everything at once, and with the weekly expeditions, you sometimes you just can't do it all. So how do you say, you might get 50% done, you have the resources you need to run your home station and your factories for a week, and that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to run your factories for a week and build a little extra and put it away. And then after a while you have a huge surplus of stuff. So this here we'll take, and this here we're going to take. Going to go back to Tasteland, which is right here. All right. And we're going to jump off these 26 fives. So all the 5 mayonnaise I bring to here, because it can be made to used to make energy. Then we're going to go to the next place. We're going to go to Walmond. Okay, and we're going to drop these off. Because right now, I have 5,000 of these to convert. And you can convert them right here. You can take these ones and turn them into 6s with 20 fires. So when I have enough coal here, I'll convert these. Okay. And then I have one other place where I have energy stored, and that's up here. Okay, this is where I turn tomatoes, here we go, tomatoes and quartz sand into boxes of apples. But also, I keep energy here. I keep 50s, 45s, and 40s. And this is the energy that I supply from my factory. I take, every now and then I go through my energy that I have stored up, and I bring all the 40s, 45s, and 50s here. And then if I need energy at any of my farms, I just come here to get it. And that's what runs all my farms. The one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And I have two more, a farm here, one over here. Then the Wind Song and Indigo I have, and then Diamond Land. So them are all my farms. Okay, and my farm up here will fly there. Excellent. And here's where I make dynamite. I need gunpowder and flaming liquid. And right now I'm out of gunpowder, so I gotta make some. Or else I'll run out. But I have another 2 days. So these are 2 days, so 4 days before I absolutely have to have this finished. And this is one of my tomato gardens. And it's a double land, so if we go over to the other one, I have more tomatoes in this one as well. Okay. So that's all the places to get energy. And the thing is, like I said, you got to save it. If you're just running your energy down into the ground week after week after week, that ain't working. Once you have the energy saved that you could do a weekly expedition without doing anything, that's when you know you're getting in a good place. And I gotta say this, if you spend your energy as soon as you get it, you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck. But if you pay yourself first and then set yourself up an account like I did, then it gets easier and easier to play, and you always have the energy you need. Okay, and I'll be getting quite a bit of energy when I finish this. These here will turn into piles of gifts, and I have all this to open. This was from Tiger Mine, and then another weekly expedition, well, 2 weeks that we did. Same with this, so that's a month. And then this here is the gifts that we got, the calendar gifts that we had I think it was last month. So I saved all them. And these here are the different things I raise energy with. So I can get an extra 100 by trading some of my produce. And these here are very important, multi-gift boxes, because they give you energy. And I have quite a few around. And I also have a beehive for making energy. So I have all these little things to make energy. Alright, Klondikers, I thought I'd show you, and the real key I'll leave at the end of this video an explanation in writing and how to do it and what I do. So not just a video to where all the energy can be gotten at, but also how I do it. Alright, thanks everybody. I appreciate yous, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy Klondiking.